Buenos días, bienvenidos a nuestro noveno webinario de la tecnología Rfid y sus aplicaciones. En esta ocasión nuevamente nos acompaña nuestra marca SML con el tema referente a lo que son las soluciones Rfid. Les doy la más cordial bienvenida a nuestros directivos y personal de la empresa SML y a continuación voy a ceder los micrófonos para dar inicio. La dinámica de este webinario se lleva a cabo en inglés y en español. Estarán escuchando breves traducciones referente a lo que ellos nos van a estar presentando. Adelante, voy a pasar los controles para que demos continuidad a este webinario.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to webinar on Rfid Solutions from SML and Rfid. And today we'll be going through just a high-level overview. We encourage you to, again, hold your questions to the end, and we'll try to answer them. This, again, is a high-level presentation, and look forward to see. Hopefully it's of value to you as we go through this. I'll be going through, first off, what is Retail 3.0, which is what's the driving force behind RFID in retail. A quick introduction on SML, talk about some of our solutions, and then also move right into business process and ROI benefits, which is what drives the purchasing behavior, and talk about lessons learned and hidden traps in deployment of RFID, and then questions and answers. Anyway, thank you for your participation today and hope that you find it to be useful. First off, retail is going through a significant transformation. It's what we call Retail 3.0. 1.0 is barcodes and point of sale. 2.0 is EAS, supply chain solutions, and e-commerce. And 3.0 is the movement to item-level inventory management, omni-channel fulfillment from DC and store, and customer experience, and then lastly, behavior monitoring what a customer does either on the web or in the store. And all of these things are being driven by it and driving the change in retail. RFID is essential for number one, and frankly is the only effective way to do number two, omni-channel. So hopefully today I'll be able to share with you how some retailers that are on the cutting edge of that support. And we at SML are providing the technology for this new era in retailing. It's going on around the world today. First off, quickly on SML, company started in 1985. We have 6,000 employees. Began our investment in RFID in 2010. The company's base business has been packaging and trim, so care labels, price tickets, etc., in garments around the world, and are a leader in that area. In 2010, began significant investment in RFID manufacturing for tags, with acquisitions in North America with a tag manufacturing company, formerly known as CGP, and with the company that I formerly ran, Extraprise, which is the software division of SML. I am currently the Chief Technology Officer and Senior Vice President of RFID Solutions for SML, responsible for all the RFID technology and the entire solutions business, as well as marketing and communication for RFID. So what's exciting to me is how it's changing the way folks, retailers are doing business. And we're relatively early in the market adoption, but even with that, we'll produce over 1 billion RFID tags for retail segment this year, and we'll have over 5 billion RFID transactions on our software around the world. And some of the case studies that I'll address are American Apparel, Tesco F&F, which is their clothing brand, and then Herman K is another example, which has both facilities in Dominican Republic and the United States, and they're a supplier into Macy's. RFID inside SML is broken up into two pieces. The first piece is the RFID tag solutions, where we design and manufacture our own inlays. We do not make the chip that goes on the inlay, but we make our inlays, and then we have the largest global service bureau network in the world, including numerous service bureaus in the CASA region. And then we also have implant printing solutions that can print and encode tags in the factories themselves, which is a growing segment. On the software side, we have both supply chain solutions and in-store solutions, and a full suite of professional services that we use to help our clients adopt the technology. We have solution centers in UK, in numerous places in the United States, and also soon to be in Germany and in China out of Shanghai. These are have various capabilities, but at a minimum they all have the ability to show. We literally have mock-up stores, and we allow our customers to come in and use the technology to see its applicability to their business. The closest to our CASA region is the Raleigh-Durham area, or in Dallas. Dallas is more of an engineering lab. The Raleigh-Durham facility in North Carolina is by far the most complete in our portfolio, as it shows tag manufacturing all the way through a realistic apparel store. On the tag solution, this is just an example of some of the inlays. I won't get into the detail, but each inlay, each customer solution has to have the proper inlay applied, whether it's integrated into a price ticket or whether it's a sticker, the proper size, and so on. So we have a various set of tags in our portfolio that we go through the engineering process with the client to match up the right tag to the right product, as well as the next slide where we show the different form factors of those tags as they are applied into a retail channel. It can be a simple hang ticket, as you see up in the upper left, or a sew-in label that might go inside as a care label, or an integrated price ticket, or, as you see at the bottom, something that's more of a different type of sew-in. So the opportunity is there. Again, as a provider, we have to have a complete spectrum of offerings to support the industry, and we at SML have done that. So if you look at it, we've got the right inlays, we've got the right form factor, we've got the complete process that includes the data management layer to help a client get on board. And one of the biggest differences for us is not only is it the right inlay and RFID technology and the right form factor, but we have the world's largest network of RFID service bureaus, putting RFID service bureaus in country where the factories are that are building the garments. And you can see here that we have 3 in the CASA region, and we anticipate we'll continue to expand that as we continue to see expansion of garments in CASA, manufacturing in CASA, as we continue to see balancing of inventory and manufacturing capability around the world. None of our competitors have anything close to this. Most go through a model of one or two service bureaus, but for us, we made the strategic decision to go put service bureaus close to the needle, and that's proving out to be extremely valuable for our clients, and enables us to help our clients get to market faster, and also reduce some of the costs because of some of the tariffs and duties and so on that you're very familiar with. So let's move into the solution side of things. First off, RFID is not a standalone technology. It's a technology that really is focused around enabling and really changing processes in retail. The name of our technology is Clarity. That's our software. And I'm going to talk through some of the processes that are being implemented today and changing and transforming inside retail supply chains. First off, one of the things to expect with RFID is that you get to the truth. With inventory accuracies, the technology is at a place where inventory accuracies are above 98%, and you get to the truth pretty quick as to what's really going on. That truth then changes the way you look at inventory management, and can to do that. It doesn't replace your existing systems, it enhances them and makes the transactions that they're executing more accurate than they did before with bad data. Processes do change because there are new processes. As an example, I'll talk about being able to replenish from the back of a store to the front of the store. You no longer walk back there with a piece of paper as an associate in a store to do it. You're using a handheld device. And that handheld device is searching and finding the items that you need to move to the sales floor. That's a process change, but one that transforms a retailer. Cultural change, it is changing the way, it changes the way a retailer looks at their business because it's very data-centric. RFID provides the measurement tools in place to look at your processes and to be able to make change in those processes based on hard data. There is organizational resistance. It is a disruptive change, and always that's hard. But the data tends to overcome that in most organizations once you see the benefit. And the benefit is proven. It's no longer about we think this might happen. We have numerous examples in the world of that. Currently, SML supports 6 of the successful. There are 7 broadly discussed successful projects in the world today, and SML is involved in 6 of those. There are a number of pilots going on, but we really consider successful projects where they've rolled out to all of their product and their stores and are actively talking about the business case. And we at SML are very excited about the fact that we're involved in 6 of those 7, either as tags only, as tags in software, or as software only. So let's talk about some of the processes. Processes that where RFID impacts ROIs and business change is factories, distribution center, and store. There's nothing new about the supply chain itself. What we're doing is inside each of those. So if you look at a factory where RFID is and will continue to be used is in the counting of finished goods, order picking, and auditing of items on outbound shipments to make sure that their downstream partner is getting the product correctly. Next is supply chain. Here is one of the fastest growing areas. We have numerous deployments in the Americas where we are supporting inbound audit of goods for manufacturers, order picking, and basically driving a more accurate order pick in the warehouse. Omni-channel pickup in store, meaning we're picking items and shipping them to a store, and then outbound shipment auditing. And we have numerous deployments where we're doing this either on conveyor or manual auditing with a handheld, or we're doing cartons, or we're doing garment on hanger. So this is a growing area. More and more brand owners and retailers are using the technology to do this, and they're doing this specifically to reduce claims for downstream customers, okay? And they're using it on inbound auditing to make sure that they can have claims against their manufacturer, okay, who are shipping them bad information along with their products. So in every situation we get into, every proof of concept we've done, we found that the inbound receiving dramatically has a different number than what the ASN was sent to them. So being able to have a more accurate view of what you actually received is a great start of being able to address your inventory levels in your DC. And then lastly is going to be in the store. This is where most of the ROI starts. You start in the store with the business processes to drive sales, to drive inventory reduction, to reduce shrink. And to do that, you've got to implement a number of processes, from receiving at the back of the store, as you see here, numerous ways of doing that with handhelds or with fixed readers, through stock counting on sales floor and backstock, to intelligent replenishment. And I alluded to it, but think of a world where your operator does their cycle count on a Monday, and throughout the week they're using the system to go find the items that are missing on the sales floor when they're looking in backstock, and they're pulling those items and moving them to the front of the store to fill out an out-of-stock situation within minutes of it being open. Same thing goes for our omni-channel picking capability. Both of those capabilities, intelligent replenishment and omni-channel pick, are unique to SML, the way we go about it, the way we do it, and the effectiveness of it. We also have point-of-sale RFID, so we have hundreds of stores in the world today that there is no barcode scanning at the point of sale. Everything is being done with RFID by just placing the garments on top of the table, the till table, and those are updating into the point-of-sale system. It dramatically speeds up that, but more importantly, it adds a tech feature that many retailers are looking for to get away from the technology from the 1990s of barcode scanning everything. And then lastly, EAS. RFID can be used for EAS on for external loss prevention, and that capability is currently inside Clarity as well. So in summary, what's going on is technology is being applied across multiple processes in a retailer and a brand owner, and we at SML are providing the core technology in tags and the core technology in the software to drive those business processes and create value. And what that looks like from a technology standpoint, this is my only technology slide, is a central hosted Clarity system that has handhelds, fixed readers, point of sale, and omni-channel terminals in the store. And again, some customers are only going to require a handheld, and some are going to require all of this technology to support their ROI. And that's one of the things that we do, is match up the technology to their ROI. And usually our ROIs are the most attractive in the industry because of that approach, but also because of our pricing model. And integration with a client system is essential. Every project in those 7 that have been successful have got significant integration with the back-end systems. There are a number of projects that have been failures in the industry, and largely because they have they've not integrated. And the example of that would be a retailer who would roll out 1,000 stores but not integrate with their back-end system, and that's been done. And with that comes a lot of wasted money and a lot of bad taste in the mouth of the executives who spent that money to do that. So anyway, very simple footprint. Our architecture is the most scalable in the industry, and I'll talk about some examples of that here shortly. So let's talk about some case studies. First off, if we try to put everything we do in the terms of the end user, and the end user here is a retailer or brand owner, could be a supply chain person, could be a retail store ops manager, and bottom line, these are just some we'll call them cartoons of what these retailers that we deal with are thinking. The first one is around inaccurate stock counting. They know their inventory is inaccurate. They're usually only doing a physical once a year. We have customers that are doing cycle counts 4 times a week. We have others that are doing it once a week, and others that are doing it once a month. Most are doing it once a week or multiple times a week. An example of that would be somebody who has 40 to 50,000 items in a store can use a couple handhelds and do a cycle count in about an hour. So it makes it so that you can do that. Another pain point is third-party audits. Companies like Regis and Wyss will come in and do an audit. They'll usually charge thousands of dollars per store. You can eliminate those completely by using RFID in your store. Next is lost sales. Store managers know that they've got out-of-stock situation. Lost sales, store managers know that they've got an out-of-stock situation at SKU level, and it's such an overwhelming task at times. They know they're losing sales because they don't have the medium shirt on the floor when somebody comes in. Next is omni-channel fears. Many retailers are concerned about implementing omni-channel in store because they know their inventory accuracy is wrong. And the nice thing is with RFID, you're able to pick to the last item in the store, expose the inventory level up to the order management system, and have the order management system then allow orders to be dropped down into Clarity so that Clarity can help the associate pick from store. Bloated inventories, most retailers know they're just filling the retail channel up with inventory, and it's not very effective, and it's also causing extra work in their stores. Every one of the deployments that's gone on using RFID with our technology has reduced their inventory by 10%. So it's moving to a more lean model. Customer satisfaction is always an important item in retail, and by getting rid of out of stocks and increasing your order accuracy for omni-channel, you're going to improve that. And then last, I think, is the store ops looking for help. They're looking for processes and technology that actually help them run their business. And moving to this interactive data-driven model really gets the store managers and the store ops teams on board quickly. And then the analytics that get to take place with RFID, because it's such a strong, provides a strong capability in data-driven analytics. Huge help there for retailers. So let's talk about summarize the business cases. In a supply chain, it's shrink reduction, because in most of the shrink that takes place in a supply chain is not theft. It's usually just bad data. So my supplier says I send 10 of each of the SKUs, and in reality they send 8 of 3 of the SKUs and 12 of the others. And so it's that data improvement and the shrink associated with that is dramatically improved. Inventory reduction is a fallout of knowing what you have and realizing that you are filling is just in case inventory rather than what you really need. It is increasing claims against the manufacturer. So if you can now go back to the manufacturer and let them know exactly what they shipped versus what they said they shipped. Decrease misshipments downstream. So the misshipment claims against you as a distributor of product then also is decreased because you're moving to perfect fulfillment in your downstream orders. If you move into the store, again, it's shrink reduction. Largely here is a combination of data and internal shrink. Reduction of inventory is back to the lean principles. Every single one of our retailers have taken at least 10% of inventory out of their store and maintained a higher sales ratio. Sales lift is between 2 and 10%, omni-channel fulfillment models are greater than 0. We're still gathering that data today. Third-party audits, eliminating those. Excuse me, I keep having the screen pause. There we go. Third-party audits are eliminated. Auditors around the world are starting to use accepting the cycle counts of RFID to replace the manual audits that are taking place months before that as their inventory system of record. And then lastly, you get to a place where you actually get higher floor utilization because you're able to reduce some inventory. We have one retailer who added a complete men's line that they couldn't have added before, just from the ability to reduce some of the inventory in their existing lines. So here are some of the hidden traps and lessons learned from the projects that we've been involved in. And again, a basis for this is dozens and dozens of projects, but most importantly, thousands of handhelds, 1,000 sites, billions of transactions, billion tags. So this is some of the lessons learned that we've taken away from that. One, the business case, build a business case around proven results. Don't dream. Look at what other people have done and mimic that, because that's where you're going to get the proven results out of it, including all the costs, which are things like most retailers need to be able to shield their back room. Next is build a cross-functional team. The projects that have been successful have done that. The ones who have failed have only had one group or another group involved. Do smart integration with your enterprise systems. Doesn't have to be really hard, but the integration will drive the results dramatically as you start doing things like making the RFID system update the inventory system of record. Source tagging strategy is critical. No projects that's been successful has not gone to source tagging, meaning that no one has gone to a successful project by tagging in their distribution center. And we at SML have a complete team around the world that helps onboard that, as well as we have a data management platform called ePlatform that makes it easy to sit between the retailer or the brand owner, the factory, and our factories that are producing the tags. Match the technology footprint to the desired ROI. We have many retailers who will just do 2 handhelds and they'll get the results that they're looking for and also match it to their capital spend. In addition, we'll have retailers that will want to put in point of sale and transition portals and so on, and that will drive to the ROI that they're looking for and the business process change that they're looking for. Pick the technology that scales. This is, as you hopefully can gain by all the process coverage, this is not just about counting tags. This is an interactive execution system that works with the associates hand in hand in their stores, and both the technology to be able to produce the tags as well as the technology to be able to manage the process and the process steps throughout is critical. Don't be afraid of doing process change because it is what will help maximize your ROI. Do a staged rollout, meaning don't roll out all at once, do it in waves. Every project that's been successful has done that, both staging of the different number of stores, but also the categories and so on that they're completing in their stores. And focus on the inventory management pain points first because they'll pay for the system, meaning don't focus on things like Magic Mirror and customer experience because it's very difficult to get an ROI out of that. Once you have the inventory management in place, and you've paid for the tags in the solution, it's much easier to add on some of those customer experience things after the fact. A typical engagement model is some kind of a POC or a business case, then a pilot with another business case analysis, and then a staged rollout, and then moving into support. So one of the things we're doing at SML is we're really trying to simplify this for our customers. This doesn't have to be so hard. We work with the sourcing teams, we work with the retail teams and the supply chain teams, and all of those, we're trying to pull things, all the technology together for them, and all the business process and engagement together for them so that it is simpler for them. Even though this feels like it's different, we help our customers feel like it's not too different than what they've done before. Okay, and we work across their organizations to do that. So I'm going to stop there, and it was kind of a high-level overview. I'll stop there and just open it up for questions.
Gracias, Dean. En este momento los invito, asistentes, a que puedan generar sus preguntas referente a lo que es esta presentación. Serán respondidas en español totalmente. Por favor, los invitamos a hacernos llegar sus preguntas para que nuestros directivos puedan responder sus dudas respecto a lo que es esta solución que nos están presentando. Este espacio es para ustedes y los invitamos a que nos compartan sus dudas referente a lo que es esta tecnología y cuáles son sus alcances, esta solución en específico. Vemos que hay varios asistentes. Por favor, con toda confianza, este espacio es para ustedes, totalmente para poder aclarar sus dudas respecto a lo que es esta implementación con esta nueva tecnología que está abordando México.
¿Tienen alguna duda de algún slide o de algún tema en particular? También tenemos personal que puede ayudarnos a darles un poco más de detalles en español. Lo pueden preguntar, lo pueden solicitar. Tenemos tiempo suficiente y podríamos revisar cualquiera de los temas que se presentaron.
Adelante, Manuel, Oscar, Tales, Antares, los invitamos a participar. Bien, siendo así, si gustan y se sienten más en confianza, pueden hacer llegar sus comentarios, sugerencias a nuestros correos info@comprarrfid.com o bien al correo de ventas @comprarrfid.com con cualquier solicitud de información respecto a lo que es los productos y precios referente a nuestra marca SML. Y pues nosotros de antemano, como siempre, les agradecemos a cada uno de ustedes por participar y dar seguimiento mes por mes a nuestros webinarios y pues quedamos a sus órdenes para cualquier duda o aclaración. ¿Alguna otra cosa que quieran agregar, compañeros de la marca?
Ben, Michael, do you want to add something? Dean?
No, I don't have anything to add.
Ahorita no, yo no tengo nada tampoco. Oh, lo que hice ahorita, traducir la presentación a español, se las voy a mandar como en unos 30 minutos o una hora para que las puedan pasar a las personas que atendieron.
Muy bien, esa me parece una excelente sugerencia. Entonces estaremos haciendo llegar esta presentación vía correo o bien la estaremos publicando próximamente en nuestro canal de YouTube, en Compra Rfid, y en nuestras redes para que puedan dar seguimiento a ello. Sin más por el momento, pues les agradezco, les doy la más cordial agradecimiento a cada uno de ustedes, a nuestros directivos y el staff de SML por su participación tan valiosa en esta ocasión y pues esperamos tenerlos pronto en este espacio que es para ustedes y para presentar sus productos. Sin más por el momento, estamos a sus órdenes. Que tengan un excelente día. Hasta luego.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.